Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how to build live streaming app using ZEGOCLOUD. ZEGOCLOUD is an amazing platform which provides us all these UI kits and code snippets that you can use to integrate real-time voice, video, and in-app chat experiences into any application. It can be iOS application, it can be Android application, it can be web application. So you can integrate all these real-time engagement into your application in just a second, in just a minute, and you can deploy it on any platform. In this video, we are going to make a live streaming app using their platform. So let's see how to do that. I'm going to use this article which they have on their website. It explains all these steps which we need to do basically to build this live streaming app using ZEGOCLOUD. So let me scroll down. I'll also share this link in the description and comments, so you can also take a look like how and what are all the steps that you need to do while building a live streaming app using ZEGOCLOUD. So let me scroll down. First step which you basically need to do is you need to generate the token. So it will be like a authentication token that you need to generate, and this token will be basically used for the ZEGOCLOUD APIs to launch the application, to integrate the application into our project. So let's see, let's go down, and yeah, so let's click on this link. It'll basically redirect you to the another article which explains us how to generate all these tokens. First step you need to do is you need to go to this admin console. So let me click on this link. So it'll open up the sign up page if you don't have an account. So first create an account by filling all these details. After you've created an account, you need to log in. So I've already created an account before, so I'll directly log in. After logging in, it'll redirect you to the dashboard, and in that dashboard you have to create the project. And after you have created the project, you will get the app ID and server secret, which we need to deploy it on Heroku. Okay, so the first step which we need to do is, after logging in the dashboard, you will click on this create button, and here you need to enter the project name. And after you've entered it, you just click on this create button. It'll create all the settings and configuration related to the project that you need. I've already created 2 projects before making this video because it takes some time to create the project. So yeah, you can create the project from here, and after the project status is active over here, you can go to edit section, and from this section you can take out its app ID and server secret. You can basically copy both of these values, and after that what you need to do is let me go back to my article. Here you can see they have this deploy to Heroku option. Just click on this option, and here you need to enter both of these details, right? App ID and server secret. Let me show you, wait a second. So website is open. You can see you can enter your app name over here. You can choose the region, and here you need to enter the app ID, which we get from here, from the dashboard. And similarly you need to enter the server secret, which we will get from this console, right? After you've entered all these values, just simply click on this button. It will deploy your application, and after the application is deployed, you will get this link, and using that link you can generate the token, right? So I've already done all these steps, so I'll directly use the link. So yeah, so this was the first step to generate the token, and they have another option as well to generate the token if you don't want to deploy it, right? So the second option is you can use this generate pre-built token function which they provide. So you need to basically import all these libraries into your project, and then you can use this function. So this function takes app ID and server secret, and then these 3 parameters like room ID, user ID, and username. So basically difference between both of these options is that in the first option you are basically storing your app ID and server secret in Heroku, which is very secure. But in the second option you are directly using it in an application which may not be secure, right? So only these 2 are the differences. Otherwise you can use both the options, both are fine. So this was the first option, right? So let me create one project. So let me open up my terminal. Here I'll go to D drive, and let me go to my projects folder. Let's create one folder. Its name will be, let's say, live streaming test. So let me just go to this application folder. Let me open my VS Code editor. Okay, so the first step that you need to do is create a HTML file. Let's give it name index.html. Let me create a starter code here. You can press this one. It gives us this snippet, right? So it'll automatically populate the HTML code over here, and here we will take the division, and this division will have ID root, and here we will write script tag, which will basically have reference to the file. Let's give it name index.js. So let's create this file over here, index.js. Okay, so let me go back, and you can copy all this code. So yeah, from here to here you can copy this. So both of these functions are needed to generate the token, right? So I pasted this code. Okay, so comma error is there, as you can see. Wait, yeah. So as you can see, we need this URL. So this URL will be the Heroku URL which you just now deployed. So let me just take this URL. I will go to Heroku as I've already deployed it. So I'll go to my projects. Okay. So in the dashboard, I have this test live streaming app. I'll take its URL. Okay. Okay, so let me click on this open app. It will basically redirect me to the URL. Okay, so I'll just simply copy this URL and I'll paste it over here in this place. Okay. So the first step to generate the token we have already, so we did it here. Now let's see the second step which we need to do is, let's go back to the first article. So we have generated the token, right? Now we need to take this code. You can take a look at this code. So in this code, what they are doing is, yeah, so the first step is generating a token, right? So after generating a token, you can place it over here in this variable, and after that they are basically calling this function to create this application, and then they are using this join room function in which they are passing all these configurations. Okay, so let's do all these steps. So what you can do is you can copy this script first. So let me just copy this script, and you can go to your HTML file, and here you can paste it. Also in the token article, let me check, they have this script. Let me check whether it is same or different. Okay, these both are different. So let me take this one as well. So this will be required for generating the token, right? Okay, now we have imported both of these libraries. So now the second step is, let me just copy all this code, and what you can do is you can simply paste it in the index.js. So after you have generated the token, we want to do all these steps, right? So let me just paste it over here. So you can just simply cut this line. Yeah. Okay, so here one error is there, comma is missing. Okay, so our code is totally completed. Now we just need to tweak it a little bit. So let me just run my application and let's see whether it is working or not. So what you can do is you can go to index.html and you can open it in web browser. So let me right click and let me open it with live server. If you don't have live server, what you need to do is you need to go to extension and download it, right? So you can search it over here, live server. Okay, yeah, so you can download it, install it, and then you can use it, right? So just right click over here and let me open it with live server. So let's see whether our application is working or not. Okay, it is taking some time. Okay, wait, let me open up the terminal where let me check whether is there any error. Okay, wait, Okay, yeah. So it's saying token.split is not a function. Okay, so I've done one mistake. So go back to index.js file. As you can see, I'm directly taking out the token from this API. So basically, you can also do one thing. You can, log it in the console. So basically it returns us one object, and from that object you can basically take out the token, right? So let me go back. Yeah, as you can see, it returns us this object which contains the token. So what you need to do is you need to write over here like token dot token. Yeah, so from this you will be able to extract the token, and you can use this token to create the application. Very simple, right? So let me just open it again. So as you can see, our basic application is created, and yeah, now let's make some changes. As you can see, by default our camera is off, right? By default microphone is off. So let's tweak it a little bit. So as you can see, we have all these configurations that we provide while creating a room. So we provide like in which container or in which division we need to launch our application. So as you can see, we provided here root, and if you go over index.html file, you'll also notice we have this root division, right? So basically we are launching our application and putting it in the root division. And the other option, as you can see, we have lots of options available. So this one is for basically whether you want to keep microphone on by default or not, and this one is whether you want to keep camera on by default or not. So let me do just slight changes over here. So we will keep, okay, let me do one thing. I'll I'll cut this function and I'll create one more function which will be async function. Its name will be init, and I'll include all of that inside this function, and I'll call this function separately. Now inside this function, what I'll do is I'll take two things, right? First will be the room ID. Okay, so right now I'll just randomly generate it, and second will be the role, right? And let's keep it host. Okay, so by default its value will be host, and for the host what we need to do is we need to keep all these values true. Okay, so you can write if the role is host, then we want to keep it true. Okay, so for all these values we want to do the same thing. So basically what we are trying to say is whenever the role is host, we want to keep all these settings to true. Okay, yeah. So yeah, let me just create this function random ID. It is not created. I have this code snippet that I'll directly use to save some time. So you can also check out the code in this video. Let me just paste it. So this function is basically doing what is, it's basically taking random characters out of this string, and it is creating a string of this length in which it is putting all these characters randomly to create some random string, right? Okay, so let me just go back to my application and let me just refresh it. Okay, wait for some time. Let me just check whether some error is there. Okay, random ID is not defined. Okay, I just defined it, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, its name is different. Okay, cool. So let me just save it again and let me just check. Okay, so let me just join it. So as you can see, camera is started because I put all these things to true now, and by default role is host. So for the host role, by default all these things will be on, so I don't need to do anything. So let me just join it. So after you will join, you'll basically see this screen, right? And from where it is, okay, yeah, you can see the room members from here, and from this you can even share this link to the other participants as well, and those participants also can join this room. But for now, as you can see, let me open up the incognito window. Even if you try to join it, you'll see you'll not be able to join. Let me show you what is exactly happening. Let me just open it up. So right now you can see when we are wait a second. So when I will join, what will happen is I'm basically joining with the same user ID, and if I go back here, as you can see, it was left, right? So basically what is happening is I'm joining with the same user ID, and I'm also joining, no, okay, yeah, I'm joining the same room, but I'm joining, no, that's not exactly happening. So basically what is happening is it doesn't know the room, right? Yeah, so that's the main issue. It doesn't know in which room I need to join. And yeah, user ID is also different. That needs to be different, that's correct, but it doesn't know in which room I need to join. So basically it's creating one more room, and it's putting me individually over there. So that should not happen. So basically whenever we are joining, it should know in which room we need to join. And if we know the room, then in that room, like more than, like so many participants can join in that, right? So basically we need to have some kind of information in the URL by which we can know which room, in which room we are joining, right? Because currently what is happening is we don't know the room in which we need to join. So what you can do is, let me show you one. Okay, so they have this GitHub repository. Let me show you. Sorry, not this one. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, so let me open this GitHub repository link. I'll also share this link in the description. So here, let me show you. So we have all these options, right? Yeah, so we have all these options that we were using, right? Turn on microphone when joining, all these. So we will use one more option, which will be pre-join view config. Here we can change this invitation link. So basically in this invitation link, we need to have some kind of information so that we can know in which room we need to basically join, right? So let's do this. So let me just copy this, and you can put it over here inside this after this, let's say. Yeah, and we don't need this title. So here you can put the invitation link. So what you can write is document dot wait a second, sorry, not document. You can write window dot location dot origin plus window dot location dot path name, plus after this you can enter the information of room, right? So you can enter question mark and then room ID equal to, and then after that you can enter the room detail, room ID, and then plus, and you can also enter one more property which will be basically role, and for role you can enter viewer. So basically what we are doing is we are creating one invitation link, and its path will be exactly same to our website, and after that we are simply appending the room ID in which the host is there, and after that a role we are assigning as viewer. So basically for viewer we will keep all these settings as false, like microphone and all this stuff will be by default off. Okay, yeah, so let me just save it. Okay, let me just remove it. This colon will not be there. Okay, let me just save it. Okay, so as you can see, I've created this invitation link. Now we need to do one thing. Room ID is okay. Yeah, so right now as you can see, whenever our application will launch, every time it will take a random room ID, right? So that's what was exactly happening earlier. Like when I was trying to join, it was creating some random room ID, and then it was creating a separate room. That's why I was not able to join in the same room. So that's why I created this pre-join view config in which I'm keeping this invitation link, which will have the information of room ID. Now I also need to do one more thing. I need to get the room ID from the URL. As you can see, I'm keeping it in the invitation link URL, right? So I have to get it from the URL. So you can write get URL params. I'll create this function in which I'll pass the window location href. Okay, and from this I'll get the room ID. So if room ID is not present, I'll by default create a random ID, right, of let's say 5 or 10 length. It's your wish. And similarly we will do the same thing. We will write get URL params and we will pass the window.location.href, and from this we will try to find the role. If role is not present, we will by default keep it host. So let me create this get URL function. So you can write function get URL params, and this will take the URL. So the first step which we need to do is we need to first of all split it, and we need to take the second index out of it, right? So why we are splitting it, as you can see in the invitation link, we are putting after the question mark room ID and role, right? That's why we are splitting it with the question mark. And after you have created the after you have gotten the parameters, you need to create the object out of it. So we create the object out of it. How? Let me show you. So search param equal to new URL search params, and inside it you pass the URL, right? Okay, now you can extract the object out of it. So you can write let object is equal to object dot from entries, and inside this function you can pass the search params dot entries. So basically all the parameters that you provided in the URL, it will be basically an array. So from that array you basically need to create the object, and let's return this object. Okay. Okay, why it is showing the error? Okay, colon is expected. Okay. Okay, now you need to extract the object. So you can write let object is equal to object dot from entries, and inside it you can pass the search params dot entries function. So basically this entries function will return you the array, and from that array you need to extract the object. So let's return this object. So let me just save it. So I think our task is complete. So we need to do some slight changes. In this place we need to generate the random user ID. So you can write random ID 5, and similarly in the username we need to generate the random ID. So yeah, and in the room name you can provide any room name. Okay, yeah, sorry, you also need to change this as well. So you can provide the room ID here which you are generating over here. So either you are getting it from the URL parameter. So this case will work in the invitation link, right? So from the invitation link you will get the room ID, but if you are the host, obviously you will not have any room in the beginning. So we'll create a room for you, right? So yeah, let me save it and let's see whether it is working or not. Let me go back into my application where it is. Okay, so let me just refresh it. So let me just check in the terminal if there is some error. There might be some error. So we have syntax error, identifier URL has already been declared. Okay, cool. So where it is? Okay, so let me just give some different name to it, URL temp or whatever. Okay, so let me just save it. Now everything will work fine. So let me just open the website. So is it opening or not? Let me just open the terminal again. Is there some error? Okay, unexpected token question mark in the index.js 5026. Okay, yeah, you need to remove those syntax. It will not work here. Yeah, now everything looks fine. I think now it will perfectly work. So let's just wait for our application to launch. So let me open terminal again. Okay, still some error is there. So many misspellings I have done, sorry for that. Okay, yeah, it will be window, not window. So many spelling mistakes I've done. Okay, so now everything will work fine. Let's just see. So yeah, as you can see, our random user ID got generated, and let's just join it. Okay, so I've joined, right? And from here what you can do is you can share this. As you can see, our link is totally different now. You have this room ID and then role integrated with it. Now I'll copy it and let's open it in different incognito window. Let me just paste it over here, and after this you can enter your username. Let's just wait. Yeah, so you can enter your name, let's say Yash. So let me just join it. So when I'll join, as you can see, total participants here are two, the Yash one and the other, right? Okay, cool. So in this way you can make a live streaming app. Okay, so this was really an amazing project. In this way you can build a live streaming app using a ZEGOCLOUD UI kit. You can see how simple it was. In just a few minutes, in just a few seconds, you can build a really amazing live streaming app. You can also deploy this website in any platform, in Heroku or any other hosting provider, and you can use it in your organization. You can use it anywhere, right? I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any doubts, you can ping me, you can DM me on my LinkedIn, or you can also write down the comments as well. I'll help you if you get any doubts, right? I'll share all these articles, I'll share all these links with you in the comments and description. I hope it'll help you to create this amazing live streaming app very easily. You can also check out their website. They have lots of options. They have demo app, client APIs, server APIs available. Okay, they have other options as well, like for Android, how to integrate. You can check out this article. For iOS integration, you can check out this article. So I hope this video was helpful for you. So let's see you in the next video. Thanks.